up with the idea 8 years ago, obviously, as a way to bring gardeners from around the island together to basically share seeds. So seed packets like this, they will have so many seeds in them that a lot of people won't use. You won't use all of them. There'll be hundreds in here. So there's a lot of seeds being wasted. So the idea is to save money and to get those seeds growing and in the ground. And so that reduces waste as well. There's a lot of waste in the gardening industry. So this is our chance to share seeds and make the best of them.
And also then presumably too, find some other sort of, maybe, as Aaron was just saying in the background off air there, maybe some slightly exotic seeds that you may not have known were available, but someone else might have them and may have also already tried growing it, so knows, sort of how to deal with them, I guess.
Well, a lot of gardeners, even veggie gardeners, will grow from plug plants, and you are so limited by
what's
choice.
A plug plant?
So they're plants that are already growing. So you get them in trays, and you can get them from the gardening center or elsewhere. You can buy them online as well. They're an easy way to get going. Tomatoes are a big one. So a lot of people will buy plants and not seeds. And when you go to a garden center to get a tomato plant, you're limited by choice. There'll be a few varieties that you can choose from. But if you grow from seed, there are literally thousands of different varieties that you can grow. And so the seed swap, when you go there, you enter the door, and on your left there'll be a table with lots of different bins, and you bring your seeds that you want to share, and you organize them into the bins provided, and you can have a flip through while you're doing it, and there'll be an area for tomatoes, and it's like looking through cards, and there will be so many varieties there that you've never heard of or you've never tried. And that is your opportunity to do that, or to try growing that this year.
Oh, fantastic. Wow. I think as well, we're talking about seeds, but it's also for plants as well, isn't it? So like Aaron said, he has a seedling that, he's got too many seedlings, he doesn't know what to do with them. You could bring those along as well, can't you?
Of course. I've brought a couple of things to the show as well. So, of course, you can bring seeds, and they can be for vegetables, they can be for flowers, they can be for anything that grows, basically. But you can also bring in things like potatoes. A lot of people this time of the year, they're chitting their potatoes, so growing these little sprouts on the potatoes as basically something to do to get you started in the gardening year. But you can pick up just as many different varieties of potatoes when you go to the seed swap. You can also bring in plants and house plants even. So I'm going to be bringing in yet more aloe vera this year because I have so much all the time. But I've picked up quite a few different house plants there. I've got a spider plant that was a little tiny thing 3 years ago, and it is absolutely mahoosive now. And
has it got a name?
It doesn't. Maybe it deserves.
Big plants should always have a name.
I think you're right, Christy. Yeah. I think I need to think of a name.
What about Monty?
Brilliant.
There you go. I've just named Tiny's plant. That's amazing.
Dear.
What if, like me, you don't necessarily have any sort of seeds to swap, but you might like to go along? Can you like buy stuff?
Of course. So all we ask is for a small donation, 10p per packet of seeds if you don't have anything to share. And we encourage beginner gardeners to come and have a look through the seeds, get yourself started on a budget. There's going to be lots of gardening books for free as well. There's going to be a raffle that will support the event. So it's free to enter. So it's just a raffle, and there'll be all gardening events or gardening products in the raffle to win. And also there's going to be a wealth of experience in that room. So many gardeners with so many years of past crops behind them. And so if you're a beginner, you can go and have a chat to one of the, the more established and experienced guys or women and get some advice.
Mm-hmm. And I'm curious about how different varieties of the same plant vary in terms of like the care and the treatment or the space, the light that they need. So if Aaron Ibanez was to come along with his, was it a Cruciferosa aubergine?
Gosh, you're good.
I'm probably wrong. And pick up one of your
Mitoyo.
Mitoyo.
These all sound like Harry Potter spells.
Maybe they are.
Yeah.
And he would take home one of those. Are they going to vary vastly?
Probably, because the variety that I'm growing is a smaller variety, better suited for my smaller greenhouse. But they will grow in the same way, a similar way. But the thing is, there's so much information online. You could just type it into Google when you get home if you're not sure. Or if the gardener that you know that the seeds came from is still there, ask them. And get your answer there.
So this is essentially a brilliant event then for any of those green-fingered folk out there. We should say where and when it is then, because I don't think we've covered the venue yet.
So it will be on Sunday, March 10th from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Laxey Sailing Club. And that's on Tent Road. It's literally across from the harbour in Laxey. And this year, all the proceeds from the seed swap, so from the raffle, and we're also going to be doing a quiz as well, they're going to be going to support the Laxey allotment. We're building a new shed this year. So
brilliant.
any kind of support will be really welcome. And also you'll get to go home with some free seeds and plants.
Oh, wonderful.